Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to Centurion's Review, the punk rock band of Wargame Review Institutions. This is Ares Magazine number 4. The game inside of it is Extractors. Ares Magazine is a reboot of the original Ares Magazine. It's done by One Small Step Games. It's different than the original Ares Magazine. It doesn't have game reviews. It doesn't have much about games at all. It just happens to have a game in it and happens to have a few ads for game companies, but really almost all of the articles are short stories that are science fiction or fantasy based. Some of them are humorous. I do like their short stories. I really like the fall one. The fall, there's a chapter in each issue, and I think the last chapter will be in issue number 5. Problem is, this issue was released, 2 years ago, and they haven't come out with the 5th issue yet, and they just had something on their website that they're announcing it will be coming out. So 2 years between issues is a long time, a really long time. But anyhow, the short stories, they're good, but they're very wordy. You have to like long-winded writers, and since every article is long-winded or short story is long-winded, that probably indicates that the editor is encouraging his authors to be long-winded. Well, that's a bad idea because you're selling a magazine to gamers, and the percentage of gamers who like long-winded stories in this day and age is probably pretty small. So really, I mean, the reading level should have been dropped down a little bit to like maybe just a little bit less. I don't know, it's just too wordy. That's all I got to say about it. But let's get into the game now. Alright, Extractors. I read the rules for it, and I wasn't clear on a lot of things after reading the rules, and I meant to go back and reread the rules and try the game, but I just didn't have time. I have a full-time job. I write reviews. I do unboxing videos. I'm a fanatical scuba diver. I got a million things going on with my fiance. I don't have time to try and figure out rule sets anymore. If there's a rule set and it's not jiving after one read and maybe a half hour of trying to put it to use, I just put the game to the side. I just don't have time anymore to try and decipher rule sets. This rule set looks like it should have been a lot longer, and it looks like they were probably limited in space because it was a magazine game. So it should have been just more. There should have been more to the rules, but whatever. Anyhow, let's take a look and see what this game is about. Yeah, here's the rules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. Yeah. There's not enough there. It should have been more. This should have actually been released as probably a big box game with like a 15-page rule set or something, but whatever. Here's the terrain effects chart. Quite a bit going on in it. And the unit and weapons chart. 2 hit table, rally table. It's all on glossy paper, so that's good. Machine damage table, hard damage table, critical hit table, soft damage table, critical hit results, and Dorian cells. Let's look at the counters. I'll show you the rule book in a minute. Counters look okay for a magazine game. I've seen better and I've seen worse. Are they upside down? Some of them are two-sided. And these are issued to the players. So let's look at this rule set. Introduction. Doriana is a Sol-like star system in a Sagittarius arm of the Milky Way galaxy. Doriana 5, a medium-sized planet barely suitable to life, is inhabited by bipedal intelligent creatures organized into hives. Not naturally curious, their evolution has been slow. They have now reached a technology level high enough to put a halt on the centuries of war between hives. Dorians became aware that continuing these wars with increasingly deadly weapons would lead to global extinction. 5 light years away, the Avrionians developed the ability to send non-living material through space at effective speeds faster than light. Carbophosphate composites, the main organic energy source of Avriona, are becoming very scarce, but according to recent probe reports, they are common on Doriana 5. While most of the Avrionian masters debate the best way to negotiate their energy crisis, groups of desperate peoples decide to send huge, semi-autonomous war machines to secure large extraction perimeters on Doriana 5. Game synopsis: one player controls a company of the Doriania cellular forces consisting of augmented infantry sections backed by armed support vehicles. They face massive Avrionian war machines whose AIs are represented by the second player. Alright, here's the sequence of play down here. Sequence of play: army build-up, initial placement Dorian first, then turn sequence, Dorian movement, Dorian fire phase, Dorian rally phase, rally attempts and pin removals, Avrionian movement phase, Avrionian fire phase. And let's go into a little more detail about army build-up, facing, stacking, movement, and rallying. And it's going to combat, line of sight, and it's going over the charts now. It's also going over area, weapons, combined fire, machine combination, cell combination, commando special attacks, and combat examples, and operational cycling, Avrionian player only, resetting, move orders, and vector. And now it's talking about closing, retiring, patrolling, and holding, and about combat orders and so forth. Alright, and it's got scenarios. How many does it have here? It does have 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 6 scenarios. I'll give it that. The first one is incoming. The second one is 3-pod attack. Then you have extractors, ambush, the Dober and strong point, and engage. So once you figure out the rules and are able to play the game, you actually can play it quite a few times before runs out of replayability, so that's good. Maybe one day I'll get more time and I'll have time to sit here and try and figure out the rules, but I don't have time right now. I mean, it looks like a cool game, but it's a shame that the rules aren't more detailed, but whatever. Anyhow, just wanted to show you guys this. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please click like on the video, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. And as always, have a good evening.